Overnight, Duke's Paolo Banchero became the betting favorite to be the #1 overall pick by Orlando, and those odds are now off the board. What are you hearing about the plan in Orlando?
Yeah, so in checking with league executives and agents over the last 6 to 12 hours, they are not getting a sense that we have any change to the expected draft order. The expectations, it's still Jabari Smith 1, Chet Holmgren 2 to the Thunder, and Paolo Banchero 3 to the Houston Rockets. The only one of those three that seems absolutely rock solid is Houston. There's still a little bit of uncertainty about the Magic being 100% and the Thunder. That happens every year. This year, a little bit more wiggle room than usual, but the executives are making plans like that's the way it's going to go. The draft intrigue will really start at number 4 when Sacramento is on the clock, whether they trade the pick or keep it.
Okay, so we look forward to that. It's in Brooklyn, obviously, the draft over the bridge in Manhattan. How about this Knicks? They're at number 11 tonight. What are you hearing about their strategy, which of course then affects who they target later this offseason, Brian?
Well, they're definitely in the market for a point guard. That's maybe the number one thing that they need to take them to the next level. And that's why Kyrie Irving has been connected there. But they've got a lot of options, Sage. And one is to try to move up from that 11th pick into position to try to get Jaden Ivey from Purdue. This is a player that potentially would fit them very well, but he's in high demand, and there's other teams talking to Sacramento about trying to get that pick. If they don't get Jaden Ivey, if they're not able to move up, keep an eye on the possibility of going after Malcolm Brogdon. They have been in discussions with the Pacers, about Malcolm Brogdon, who the Pacers are likely to trade. That is a professional point guard. He could help them. But from what I have been told, they are not willing to trade the number 11 pick for him. And then sort of their pie in the sky situation would be if they could somehow clear enough salary cap space to entice Jalen Brunson, who's very close to President Leon Rose in free agency. That would probably be the longest shot. If the Knicks are not able to move up in this draft, it wouldn't stun me if they move back. From what I am told, they have a lot of interest from teams behind them to move up in the 11th spot. And I'll point out that Leon Rose, the last couple of years, has moved around regularly in the first round, up and down, left and right. Wouldn't stun me if the Knicks don't end up at 11 when we're all said and done.
He's not afraid to stir things up for sure, and they made a lot of progress under second-year head coach Tom Thibodeau last season, but they want more, as always, in New York. Brian Windhorst, thank you. We look forward to hearing from you later today. Brian Custer, over to you.
Well, basketball analyst Jay Billis, he joins us now. And, Jay, Duke's Paolo Banchero projected to be a top 3 pick in this draft. How do you see his game, though, fitting into the NBA?
Oh, really well. Paolo Banchero is a walking mismatch. He's 6'10", close to 260 pounds, and he's a great combination of skill, size, and explosive power. He can put the ball in the deck, he spins, and then he just explodes off the floor. He's also got a really good second jump. He's stretched his range out to where he can knock down threes now, and he can shot fake it and drive, and when he drives it, I know the Duke staff worked with him early on about you're not a skilled finesse player, you're a skilled power player, and so he overpowers people. It's just the next step for him is to be a better and more focused defender because he rebounds at a high level on both ends, and he's also a very good passer and a willing one. When you can score and pass and handle the ball at 6'10", you get a lot of value in the NBA.
Auburn's Jabari Smith, another guy who could be taken with the number 1 overall pick. What skills do you see as the key for him to be successful at the next level?
I think the key things that stand out about Jabari Smith are one, his shooting. He is an elite jump shooter. 42% from 3, hits 79 threes at 6'10" with long arms, really high release point on that shot. And he's not just a catch and shoot guy. He can put the ball in the deck and pull up. He can take fadeaways. He's got that little Dirk move that he makes. He's an elite shooter, kind of Durant-like from his freshman year, but he's also a really good defender. He can switch off on multiple positions. He takes pride in guarding people, and he can block and change shots at the rim, and he rebounds defensively at a high level. He's not an offensive rebounder, but his defensive rebound, he's very good.
Yeah, Smith could make some history tonight too, Jay, because he would be the first Auburn Tiger to be the number 1 overall pick in the common draft era. All right, listen, I know in the past you've referred to Chet Holmgren as a baby Giannis, especially with the body type, when you compare how Giannis looked when he first got drafted. But what other similarities does he and Giannis share, you think?
Well, their skill level and with their size and length, Chet Holmgren is not a center. He plays like a guard. He really is a guard. He's just a 7-foot guard with a 7-foot wingspan. And when he grabs a defensive rebound, much like Giannis has been doing in the NBA, he can bring it up and get all the way to the rim and finish with either hand. He can spin, but he's a better shooter than Giannis was or is. He's a 40% three-point shooter. He's got a big bag of tricks as an offensive player, and he's an excellent shot blocker, shot changer. And you could let the body fool you. You think about getting into a shot blocker's chest, but he does a great job of keeping his body away from offensive players, jumping back and still blocking or changing shots. Holmgren is the real deal. It's just a question of how great is he going to be, and he's tough. People don't give him enough credit for how tough he is. He doesn't look it, but he's tough and ultra competitive.
You know, in this salary cap era, Jay, all of these teams want to find a Draymond Green, a Jalen Brunson in the draft. Who's a player then likely to be taken, let's say, in that second round, you think that can make an impact in their rookie season?
Yeah, well, rookie season and beyond. I think Justin Lewis of Marquette as a second rounder is a valuable asset because he is a wing that is long-armed. He can rebound. He's really a good defender. He's one of the top scorers coming out of the Big East last year, so he can play on the offensive end. He is a solid, really good all-around player. He may not do anything in spectacular fashion or have the elite skill that gets you as a first rounder. But Brian, how many second rounders have we seen? You mentioned Draymond Green that have gone into the league and had big-time careers. And I think Justin Lewis is one of those guys that fits the suit with his length, athleticism, and playing at both ends. He's a two-way player.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.